for tonight's story, Wellness & Co. employees are reeling after a bizarre dog attack took place last night at one of their Berwyn facilities. Staff members were left shaken and confused when they reported to work the following day to see the entire facility destroyed overnight. The Berwyn facility was once a medical facility open to the public, but was closed down and is now used for Wellness & Co. storage and research. Dr. Sarah Miller, who was the first to report in on that day and did report the incident to the authorities, said thankfully no one was in the building that night and no injuries were reported. Police believe the attack might have had motive and are looking into illegal dog rings who might have been behind the attack.
Oh.
Why did Chris have to say that right as we came back?
George told me to be ready to come back. Oh, we're muted.
doesn't
We're
matter.
muted. We're
We're
muted.
muted. We're muted.
There we go. Okay, we're good.
No one was
Oh,
ready.
okay. You all spend the evening to yourselves tonight as you turn off the news of an incident that you experienced the night before at the Wellness & Co. building. A building that was part of a larger company, Bartlett and Zenith. Of course, it made the news and some questions asked, but nothing that you all have to concern yourselves as far as the masquerade goes. Bizarre things do happen, but there is some worry that Second Inquisition may pick up on this. Whenever there's something involving bizarre dog attacks, usually hunters are on it immediately. So you've been warned to steer clear of that area, and maybe part of you hopes that it might trace back to Caden. But for now, you know at least it's hit the news. Though this evening, you take time to yourselves. Dorian, you're at home with your family. Willow, you spend your night out elsewhere. And Silas, you spend your evening at the usual, the Tremere Chantry. But this evening, though you do tend to your normal studies, you instead take some time to try a new ritual you've been preparing and practicing for the past many, many weeks. You've been preparing this ritual.
Almost months.
Yes, actually. It has been months. And you haven't used it yet, but you feel confident that you're ready to try this ritual. Your sire left you with something of hers.
She did.
And you know that if you use this item, you might be able to perform a blood ritual to commune with your sire.
Yes, that's the plan.
What does it look like for you, Silas, when you reach out and use this ritual?
So he goes into his lab and he locks the door, and from his reading and studies, it's actually quite simple. It's just a silver bowl filled with water, an item that belonged to his sire previously, and his blood. That's all that's needed. But he wants a nice, quiet, secluded space. He's not really sure how this works, but ultimately, this is his plan.
And you do. You tap into the blood, the thaumaturgy. It resonates within the item, and you reach out. You feel something resonate within you. You feel the bond. You feel the connection. You feel the tie to this person, the person who embraced you. And no matter what relationship you have, you are still bonded to that person in one way or another. And suddenly, you hear her voice.
Hello, sire. This
Well,
is
well,
probably
well.
strange that I'm in your mind.
It's not the strangest thing I've experienced.
I'm glad this worked.
Silas,
It took many months of learning.
I'm impressed.
Good. That was part of the plan.
Well, it's only been a couple of weeks since I was in Chicago speaking to you, and now you're reaching out to me.
I wouldn't do it if it wasn't dire. Not gonna beat around the bush. From what the grimoires say, I only have about 10 minutes, so we'll make this relatively prompt. Something fucked up's going on in Chicago. To be blunt about it. Prince Jackson sent my brother and sister and I on a simple coterie mission, but ever since that night, we've been getting deeper and deeper into some sort of conspiracy, lupine, anarchs. Honestly, I feel like we're in a little over our heads.
Lupine?
Lupine.
Anarchs. What exactly did you find, Silas?
Someone is weaponizing lupine. Look, I mean, it all started. The anarchs wanted a park. We went to go investigate the park. Prince Jackson wanted a park in Wrigleyville. Went to go investigate the park. Lo and behold, a lupine, or garu, as they like to be called, have been attacking other kindred in the park. Someone that, I believe her name is Anita, the local leader, or whatever you call them, of the anarchs, wanted dead. Tracked it down, took its arm, where, killing a werewolf isn't particularly easy. But it had some sort of device plugged into its arm, some sort of syringe with a circuit board, seemed to activate some sort of serum on command. Took it back to the lab, synthesized it, some sort of artificial stimulant. Causes some sort of heart slowdown, then causes a frenzy. Only thing that came to mind was essentially a lupine bomb that could be triggered remotely. Did some digging, found a corporation that was linked back to one Hayden Bartlett. Funny enough, Hayden Bartlett tried to take my father's company the same day. My brother, sister, my uncle, and I then tracked the syringe back to one of Wellness Co., I'm assuming some sort of shell corporation of his. Came back to Bartlett and Zenith, Hayden Bartlett's company, and ultimately found an entire lab room full of chained up garu with syringes in their arms. Your silence speaks volumes, sire.
Yes, I'm thinking about how Bartlett was able to capture lupine and create some sort of serum that essentially does whatever you said it does.
For my calculations, yes, it stops the heart, then reboots it, starts it, I assume the natural pacemaker kicks in, but once that happens, a frenzy is triggered. Anita said that someone important to her was killed by a lupine in the park, so I assumed that. From my digging and from my research, lupine stick to the outskirts, the forest, the woods. They don't really patrol the cities.
Yes.
So someone triggered this lupine to kill Anita's lover, confidant. I don't really give a shit. But they're dead.
Do you think that Bartlett himself was able to get such a device and get such a serum to get this to work.
I mean, he is big in the medical tech industry, is he not? What confuses
Yes.
me is this serum. I mean, whether it was a field test with this one lupine or whether they knew it was going to work is still undetermined.
Regardless, what he's doing is reckless.
I agree.
From my understanding, Bartlett, if I am getting my history correct, has some sort of, well, all Ventrue do, don't they? Have some sort of ancestry within the Camarilla, among their own bloodlines. He must be doing this for some favor or for some reason.
I do have my theories.
You do?
It's not a coincidence that the same day that he wants to try to take over our medical company is the same day that he has dozens of Garu chained up. My theory is he wants to take over and then tank it, blame this drug on our company. That's a
Yes.
working theory of mine.
Quite possible, yes.
What better way to destroy the Lysanders than having them create a drug that causes a war?
It does sound like war is brewing in Chicago. Have you told Jackson about this yet?
No, I came straight to you.
Smart. Smart boy. I do think you should wait to tell the prince for now. As useful as Jackson can be, he does have his own loyalties to his bloodline, Ventrue.
I assume this is just a regular Sunday for Ventrue, trying to take over other people's corporations, companies. I mean, that's what they do, but
Of course.
I wouldn't have batted an eye to it if he wasn't involved with this lupine shit.
He might not be wrong. It's hard to trust them. Well, what do you propose to do, Silas? What's your next step?
Look, if this smells like either war or attempt to cause issues, I know it's not, let's say, typical of Kindred to help out Garu, but what if I was to somehow create a cure, an antidote for this serum? I'm sure they'd be very grateful. A boon from a Garu clan sounds pretty appetizing to me.
You could. An antidote is possible.
I mean, there are countless ideas. An antidote, I could synthesize this for our drug company. As I said, Hayden came in and pulled the rug out from under us, so my father has tasked me with creating a new drug, also on the docket. Also, this, if it works on lupine, I'm sure there's only a couple steps from making it work on Kindred. Causing a Kindred to go frenzied in front of public, that could be a nice little tool.
Yes, perhaps you can use it on Bartlett.
The thought did cross my mind.
So, an antidote, maybe your own drug, and
A weapon.
a weapon, all in a short amount of time. You think you can do it?
I have 3 weeks. As long as I'm not distracted by my siblings, I think I can at least make 2 of them.
Well, if your father, Silas, if he wants the Tremere's help, he can get it. He needs you, Silas. So, let's take advantage of that, shall we?
Oh, I know he does. He even said please. I've been riding that high all night.
If it's a drug he needs, then let's give him a drug.
I'll start on that right away.
The Chantry can help you. You can find ways to manipulate the blood and create something. It might not help your family in the long run. You've heard of certain pharmaceuticals and things with dire side effects. But
Of course.
does that really matter if you need something quickly?
I mean, knowing the opioid epidemic that is plaguing this country, not really. Some people don't really care.
It's just another addictive drug to add to the market. What does it matter? If it makes your company look good.
And if it gets me further in with my uncle and my father, I haven't forgotten the quest you've put me on.
Yes. Yes. Find out more about them.
That remains my main goal. It's just having this family/company being broken apart has made it difficult.
Of course. But I trust you'll act quickly, Silas.
That's the plan.
You know, though me embracing you was more of a boon than I took care of, you are still my childer. And you have proven that you're quite smart. If war does break out in Chicago, if your family does fall apart, I'm sure the Chantry in the 5 boroughs of New York would have use for you.
I might take you up on that.
New York has had its share of war, too, a different kind of war, Sabbat. But we persevered, so don't give up just yet. But know that you have a home here, if you need it.
I will keep that in mind.
Best of luck, Silas, and don't forget, keep your eyes and ears open, even in the Chantry itself. You never know what is brewing up in there.
Thank you, Aisling. I appreciate it.
Of course. And the connection breaks. Your sire back in New York, you don't know when you'll hear from her again, but you know that this ritual works, and that if you need to contact her, that is a viable option now.
Glad to hear it.
What would you like to do for the rest of this evening, Silas, at the Chantry?
Since I have this whole vial of serum, let's get started on making some stuff.
All right, now it's time to do some intelligence medicine rolls. Roll me an intelligence and medicine.
Oh, I hope he doesn't make a virus.
I do love intelligence medicine. 8 successes.
Okay. So, you are trying to concoct some sort of antivenom, yes?
Correct. Something that would counteract this fury frenzy that is plaguing the Garu. And before this roll, I did want to, with the knowledge that, I know it's not the same, but an anti-venom is created from the venom itself.
Mm-hmm.
So using that knowledge and tapping into this serum, seeing what I can find out from that.
You do gather from your experiments here is that you think you could make some sort of sedative to basically bring them into a like calm state, a relaxed state. But this sedative, as usual, only works for a limited time, and you know that if they wake up, there is still the risk of going into those frenzies that they have. It'll
Got it.
work, they'll wake up and get them upset. But you do think you can create a sedative that sends them into like a calm high.
Okay. With my knowledge of this thing, it is once injected. So with the original Fury serum, is it a one-time use, or like for Emery, for example, once he got out of the sewers and but what the players know, we weren't there, but when his heart stopped, was that a one-time use from the serum, or is it once it's injected, it is in there like permanently?
It is it's a one-time use serum,
Okay.
but the way the device is, they may be able to put like multiple doses in there. So, but yes,
Got it.
it only works once. It's not like a permanent thing.
Got it. Okay. Alrighty. I'll continue working on this sedative then.
Yes. So you spend some time creating that. Then you think about this drug that you could potentially make for your family, something new that you can put on the market to get your name back up there. Are there any ideas? Because Chris, I know you are more of a medical guy than me. Do you have any ideas of a type of drug that you would be willing to try to make?
So from seeing its effects on Garu, maybe some sort of water, diluted adrenaline, epinephrine, some human stimulant that's on the market, but almost like my thought was going into this, I'm sure somewhere in our portfolio we have some military contracts and sell it to the military. Everyone wants a super soldier.
Okay. All right. That might be an interesting angle for this
But
drug.
I am not a Ventrue, but that was the thought process as he was making his notes and writing it down.
Yeah, that's at least a good proposal. So,
Correct.
roll me another intelligence medicine to see if this is something you can start concocting or writing up.
Ooh, 4 successes. I'm gonna pop a willpower.
Okay.
Okay, 5 successes. A little bit more difficult.
Yeah, 5 successes. You are, yes, you do think this could be something that you could create a new drug in this sense.
Okay.
It may take some blood magic to speed up the process, but it should be possible to create a trial of it in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
But definitely, if it's something you want to sell to the military, you know that'll probably require Dorian or somebody to, make that pitch. But
Correct. Yep. Or, God forbid, father.
yes. So yes, you spend your evening in the lab. You trying to remember if you were supposed to meet with your siblings tonight, but it doesn't really matter. You're busy. So this is the rest of your evening.
Sounds good.
Dorian, you realize that both of your siblings are busy this evening. So you actually, and relieved in a way,
Sure.
you get to spend some time with your family and
Yes.
your new children for the first time in a while. So you're spending the evening at home, and your wife is very happy to have you to herself this evening.
She might be a little less happy because since I've gotten home, I've been kind of frantic, maybe manic, trying to keep calm, but talking a lot about how we need to, be safer around the house. And except I'm kind of extreme about it. I'm talking about like, yeah, we should really get like a security system, like cameras set up, and probably, like bulletproof glass, like really just, and he is like he's been making calls. He's like talking to contractors. He wants to build a safe room. He wants, biometric locks. Like he is worried about his family, and I'm sure Adeline is not understanding where this is coming from.
Yes, she is confused. And asking, or like, what is everything all right, Dorian? Why the sudden need for amping up security? We have cameras. I mean, there's
Yeah, but we can get better ones. Look, it's just I've been, there's been like rising crime rates. Like the city's not that safe, and I've been making big moves at work. I, I might have some like business rivals, and you never know what people are gonna do these days. Like people are crazy.
yeah, I are they that crazy to do something like that, to harm us, to harm you?
You know, it doesn't hurt to be safe. Oh, and you know what? We should think about escape routes. Like we've never thought about like what if someone enters the house? Where are we gonna go? Are we going out the back door? Are we going out the side window? Like maybe we could probably set up a kind of like trap door, like a hidden door to like exit the house where people wouldn't expect it. You know what I'm saying?
Dorian, did something happen? Did somebody
No.
hurt you?
No, I'm fine. But they say like when you have kids, like it just
But we've
you
had
think different.
kids, Dorian. These
That's
are our
true.
third and fourth children.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. Maybe it hit me a little later. I don't know.
I'm happy you're home tonight, but I just wish you would just take some time to just relax.
Yeah. No, I know.
Is it your father? Did he do something?
Well, he's not happy with me.
He's never happy with you.
No. Did you hear about the vote?
I saw some of it in the news, yes. What happened?
he got to us. He got under our skin. He turned some of the board members. I'm not sure what to do here.
He got the board members to turn?
I think she can tell. I feel like I don't want to roll for anything. I feel like she can tell I'm lying or holding back about me voting,
Yes.
right? But I can't bring myself to say it.
Dorian. Just... What is it? Just tell me. I can't see you like this all the time. The one time you're home, you're not even normal. You're in this paranoid state. I just want you to be normal again.
You know, what does that even mean? Really? I mean, our life was never normal, right?
I feel like it was once.
When? Like, right after college?
Yeah, I guess it's wishful thinking for me. It was a short honeymoon phase, I guess.
I mean, you know, you knew who my family was.
I did.
You knew what
I
this
knew
would-
it. I knew what I was getting into, and no, I didn't just marry you for money. I care about you, Dorian. That's why I care so much. I feel like any other wife who married into a rich family would just deal with the bullshit and just... I don't care. Just go out, spend your money, be happy that you're never home, maybe see some other guys or something. But that's not me. I just want to support you.
I know. I know that. You know, when we got married and we said our vows and we took out that section that says till death do us part, because you said that wasn't long enough for us, right? I wasn't getting away that easy.
No. You're right.
You meant that.
I did.
Things are changing with me and with everything, and I needed to know that was still
You... Changing? What do you mean?
If I changed, you would change with me, right? Like you would be with me for anything that came at us, no matter how big or small the problem, right? Like, we're together always.
I feel like we've been through a lot of problems already, and if we've been together through what we've been through thus far, I think we can really be through anything, Dorian.
And he so badly wants to just tell her
You see her. You look in her eyes, and you see sadness. And you see the bags under her eyes from staying up late. You see small hints of gray in her hair. You see her face, different, changing. Yours remains forever unchanged, but hers, the stresses of this life, it does change. You see tears swelling up in her eyes with this conversation as she just doesn't understand.
I promise that this will make sense soon.
Didn't you promise me something just a couple of nights ago, Dorian? I feel like every time we talk now, it's just you promising things, that it'll get better, that it'll change. That's all you do now.
And he's gonna hang his head. He can't tell her. He's too worried. He's too worried about the consequences. He doesn't know what would happen.
She sits there. She looks lost and not sure what to do. She doesn't move.
All right, well, I'm home now. And we should do something together.
Yeah, I guess we should.
And I think at this point it would be an awkward night. I think Dorian's gonna,
Yeah.
he's pulling up Netflix and they go, and that looks like shit. You know, just awkward.
Yeah. And the two of you do spend your night in a strange, tense air permeates. Your wife, happy to be in your presence, but she's rather short with you. She asks you to help with the kids. And she goes to bed around midnight, 1 a.m.
Dorian would probably be gone when she woke up.
Yeah. You would be. You head out for the day. Before the day, I should say. And you go into your slumber state while the sun rises. All three of you do. In your various locations, wherever you decide to spend your days. Whether it's at the family house, at your old apartments, somewhere where you're safe, somewhere where it's private, and a location where you know nobody will find you while you're in your torpor-like slumber. The next night, everybody rouse check.
Wait a minute.
All right, we have
Wait, this could be bad
there's
for
a game
me.
too.
It could be.
Wait, hold up! I wasted the 1 hunger I replenished on Adder.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't a waste, actually. It was more important than what's about to happen.
Do you want to do it publicly?
Yeah, actually. Everybody open. Where's that link? Do you have the link, George?
Yeah. 1 second.
Are we able to?
Open something?
Let's do
I
some.
don't know things.
I mean, well, I guess we can.
It's pinned in the. It's pinned
it's
in there.
just-
I'm just saying for Willow because she. This might be
It's-
real bad.
It's just a D10 for your rouse check, and for the audience, Willow is at hunger 4.
Oh no.
And if her hunger goes up tonight, she is in great danger.
I don't think it's me that's in danger.
That's fair. That's
Where
fair.
are
It's other
you?
people.
Where are you right now?
I don't know, where am I?
Where
This is
does
gonna be a
Willow-
test roll. Ignore this.
Yeah, I see it.
Mhm.
Oh, it's dripping. I mean, I don't... Okay.
1 sec. It's not on camera, so I'm just gonna go ahead. Ba, 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 ba.
I stay at my apartment. From
Okay.
when I was in
Mm-hmm.
college. Where I was staying before. Let me know when I should. Okay.
I'm just testing it. Okay, let's see. One more time. Okay. I just gotta put in the link and then we're good. Bar, 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 bar. Copy. Sorry, I didn't realize this was gonna happen.
Yeah, and we don't. Yeah, we didn't have to do this. It's
It's
just
okay.
a hunger
My bad.
roll, but
Okay.
it's fine. It's good that we have the setup in case we ever want to do other big dice rolls.
There it goes.
Okay.
Okay. Willow,
Alright, I'll
whenever
do-
you're ready.
I will do it. Oh, people rolling. That wasn't my roll.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm gonna roll a little red one. Oh no.
What did you roll?
Oh no, that's a fail.
Failed. Did it show up?
Yes,
Yeah.
it did.
Oh, it is. It's bleeding
It's
right
right
there
on
on
your
my
face.
It's on-
Dorian.
on your cell too.
All right.
Oh, no. Hey, we get to learn something. By that I mean me, because I don't know what happens when you're at. No, I don't know what happens when this is like that.
We get to learn consequences.
I love to be the one who has consequences too.
One moment, guys. I'm just gonna grab my book.
Hey, remember earlier in the one-on-one when I was like, "Oh my god," and Adder was like, "Oh yeah, there are some vampires who just lose their shit." You know.
Yeah, that's about to be you. Shit, where's my VCM book?
And she was like, "Oh, that wouldn't be me."
I gotta just quickly look up some rules here, folks.
Not the rules.
I do have frenzies tabbed because this is clearly a
Help.
normal thing.
This is really bad timing for
check.
the conversation I had the previous night.
Depending on the chronicle, it's regularly for us hungry to more or less strictly
You
during a
just
hunger frenzy.
had to use up
You-
your feeding yesterday.
You are at hunger 5, and it depending on what the storyteller says, you upon this rouse enter into a hunger frenzy. The vampire seeks fresh human blood from the closest source. If the closest source is their touchstone, so not Machiavelli, one hopes the player still has some willpower to spend. Oh God! Thanks, book. Machiavelli do be looking tasty right now.
Damn, he do be looking juicy, don't he?
The hunger frenzy ends when the vampire reaches hunger 1 or below. Okay, you're gonna be feeding a lot. So, Willow, where's your apartment? Where is it? Is you still staying near the university?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
Hey, have you guys seen Willow? She's supposed to be here by now.
Willow,
You know Willow.
you wake up this evening a bit hungover from the night before as you tasted the blood of somebody who was on drugs. And you are still kind of feeling a bit of that high, but a bit of like the crash from it as well is starting to loom in.
A
And
little wild today.
you feel the beast inside of you. And for you, it always starts as a whisper in your ear. But this time, it turns increasingly aggressive. The whisper is usually subtle and faint when they speak to you, sometimes recognizable. This time, angry, harsh, aggressive. Red, 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 red. Let the streets run red. They speak louder and louder to you till you can't take it anymore. Stop speaking to me. Stop it. Stop it. You hear it yelling more and more. What does Willow do?
Oh man, I've never experienced this kind of crazy before. This is fun. It's not fun, it's actually bedtime.
I thought Dorian was going to breach the masquerade, and here we are.
I know, right? God, I put so much into obfuscate for this to happen. I think, especially after the night previously, and the anger that she felt, specifically, like fucking Hayden, and all the stupid fucking people in her family who fucking undermine her. She's feeling a little bit of rage. Not a lot. Or not a little, a lot. Now I'm twisting myself up. Oh my god. And then she starts to think about the last premonition that she had. And how because of all this, the one fucking friend that she has might be killed because of all this bullshit. Arguably, maybe maybe a person she likes a lot. Maybe she loves a lot. And I think it starts as like tearing down all of the art in her room. The way she displays everything she draws, everything she paints, all along her walls. And she starts with ripping them down, because when she looks at them, all she sees is that scene in the premonition of Adder and his friend and the lupine behind them going to rip out his throat. That's all she sees all across her walls. And she starts to just rip them down. And in a way, she almost hears Caden's laughter as well, just in her fucking ear. Fucking taunting over her, like taking everything that her and her family have, and even in a way, he's taking away Adder from her. Because it's his fucking fault that the lupine are here. At least that's what she believes in this moment. And after she is satisfied with ripping down every piece of art in this room, she grabs up Machiavelli pretty fucking tightly, you know? She kind of, does one of these, and she puts him right on her shoulder. And she's just kind of maybe like gonna stumble out. It's very like creature-like. And he fucking fell. He falls off as she stumbles out. And she's gonna go for the first people she sees as she makes it out of this apartment.
It keeps speaking to you.
But she's
Red.
gonna make her way to Bartlett Industries or wherever the fuck that is.
Red.
That's where I'm headed.
Red.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have to worry about that.
Red.
I
Red.
won't make it that far, don't you
No.
worry.
It's a shame, isn't it? You hear Caden's voice in your head. The laugh, the smile, the teeth, the golden fangs, the scar, the yellow piercing eyes in your head. You can't get it out. You can't stop. And that's when you see a girl walk by. Hey, Willow, are you okay? I heard
I'm grabbing her. That's for me.
you grab her neck and you lean in and feed.
That's for me. Drain
I
that bitch.
I want you to roll me a sorry, what is the roll to resist frenzy so you don't drain her to death? Beep 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 beep.
I'm gonna start killing.
The one thing that I always, it's a willpower test at a difficulty of 3. So does it let you roll willpower tests on Demiplane? I think we tried this.
If I click on willpower, I see, and then it pulls that little pop-up up, you know, and it tells you what willpower does. There is a little button that says roll willpower.
Yes, try rolling
I'll
that.
hit that.
Oh, right, willpower plus 1/3 of humanity rounded down.
I have 1 success.
Okay. Willpower, yeah, so 1 success. You grab this girl. You've seen her around the school. She's still in school, actually. Even though you've graduated, you still live here. You've seen her around. Don't know her name, but you've seen her face. But this is the last time you'll see her face.
Yeah, it is.
This is the last time you'll see her rosy red cheeks. Because you drain every drop from her.
I had an oopsie daisy.
You feed and don't stop. And at first, when you take the bite, she doesn't immediately resist. She also feels the ecstasy-like sensation of being fed on. But then you keep going and going and going. And you don't stop. And she begins to struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Until the life fades from her face. And she falls limp in your arms.
Oh no. That's not good, mate.
You look around to see if anybody saw. There are some people nearby, turning the corner. You have to act fast. What do you do?
Oh my god.
Is her
am I
hunger
far
sated?
from?
Your hunger is sated to 0.
Yo, only 1 murder.
And very quickly, since we're doing this, you just killed somebody. You've never done this before. It hits you for a second. The shock of what just happened.
Oh my God,
She's
let's kill someone.
no pulse. She's dead. It frightens you for a moment, and you feel it stain on your soul. You're going to take 1 stain on your humanity. which means at the end of the session, you will roll a remorse roll, and if you fail, you lose a humanity.
Oh no.
But for now, this moment hits you and you feel this, but you realize somebody may find you.
I need to send Machiavelli needs to go distract them. They're gonna be scared of Rat and go in the opposite direction.
And sure enough, Machiavelli, you send him off of your shoulder. He also, a little shaken, crawls
oh my God,
down.
Just imagine his little shaking paws. Oh, baby.
He crawls down and scurries across the way. And sure enough, yes, the rat does cause a distraction. I can tell you, if I saw a rat walking down the street, I would be going the other way.
Yeah, I'm going the other way.
And this is in a dorm room?
Machiavelli's
Yeah.
a chunky rat, you know?
You see a girl with her boyfriend, and she screams, "Ah! Oh my God!" And she grabs him, and the two of them head the other way.
Okay, I gotta drag this girl's body into my room.
You drag the body into your room. Her lifeless corpse on the floor. You close the door, close the blinds. What do you do now?
Oh my God. What do I do? Oh my God, I had an oopsie daisy. I gotta call Jacques.
Fuck.
I gotta call one of his ghouls.
I'm
calling Martin. I'm calling Martin.
Martin?
Yeah.
Or Marvin? Is it Marvin or Martin?
No, I think Martin's his
it's-
real name.
Yes, interchangeable. Yes. You call Martin.
Martin.
Put Jacques on the phone.
Martin.
Tell him
Sir.
it's Willow.
Where
Jacques-
is it, Marcus?
It's Martin, sir. Marvin, sir. I don't even know my own name, sir.
Sir,
He's a ghoul. His name's whatever I tell him his name is.
your name's whatever I tell you, bitch.
You have a call. I think it's from your niece.
Okay, put it on. No, put it on back here. I roll up the window, separating me and him.
He hands the phone to you.
Well, sweetie, what's wrong? You doing all right?
You think, you know when you tell me about how you have an oopsie daisy?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Where are you?
I'm in my apartment.
Marcus, get us to Willow's apartment, wherever that is.
Wherever my niece lives, get me there.
I've never visited.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's a dorm room, right? I don't think I'm stooping around a dorm room.
No.
Oh, that's
It's not a dorm room. It's an apartment on the campus.
It's just
Okay,
near
yes.
the campus.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I might
There
have been
are-
there
yeah.
once. Yeah, no big
yeah.
deal.
But still, yes, it's the school area. You usually don't hang around there. Also, you know that. Well, we won't get into that. You head that way. And
Just sit in the room with the body. I just have folded it in the corner.
you also realize, Willow, the phone, you only have one phone, the one that Adder gave you.
Yep.
And you just called Jacques on it. Jacques, you think about that. and
That's
you're like,
something
huh.
we can worry about later.
Yeah, she called me on the phone.
You
But
know,
yes,
we'll
there
think
are
about
bigger
that later.
problems.
Listen to me. Don't touch anything. Don't do anything. Don't talk to anybody. Break this fucking phone.
No.
Break the goddamn phone, Willow. I'll be there.
I'm gonna, before I break the phone, I'm going to text Adder and say, I have to break this phone. I will see you. I'll make sure to see you later. I will let
Okay.
him know that I'm breaking it.
Okay.
And then I'll break it.
Okay. Jacques, you and Martin make your way.
Martin,
To-
grab the kit.
Oh, yes,
There's
sir.
a kit.
You head
I
over.
go in. I'm going to use. I already did my rouse, but I'm guessing I have to do another one to do. No, I don't. I'm going to use. I'm going to use Cloak of Shadows and Ghost in the Machine to just go in, make sure that I don't end up on any cameras.
Okay.
I'm going to leave Marcus outside, and I'm going to take the kit with me. So that way it's just me and cameras, and those shouldn't work on me.
Okay.
And I apologize. I had to remold my teeth, and those aren't working for me. Okay, so I'm going to do that. We're going to go in, and I'm heading straight there. I assume I know roughly where her place is, right? Like the layout,
yes.
at least?
Yes.
I go there. Is there any blood out in the hallway? Do I, notice that?
You look and you do see a couple of drops, yes.
Okay. I see that.
It's not
I go in.
messy, super messy, but yes, there's a little bit of blood left.
You hear a brief knock.
I do not answer the door, but you do hear a little scratch at the door in response.
I'm gonna try to open the door.
You can open the door.
Okay.
You open
Open
the
the
door,
door.
and
It was just
enter.
Machiavelli on the
Where
other
is she?
side scratching.
Where are they? I don't know it's a she yet.
She's just sitting in one of her chairs, and Machiavelli comes back and she's holding, and she just points to the other corner.
Oh, fuck. All right. All right. Those clothes in this bag now.
Okay.
Clothes in the bag. Once you do that, I am handing you a bottle of bleach out there. Is that where you did it? Was it out in the hall? Were you anywhere else with her? Out in the hall, you use this rag and this bleach, you rub down the walls, okay? Make it real quick. Just make sure you get everything, okay? All right. So you're out doing that.
Okay.
I'm gonna start wrapping the body up, and I'm gonna. I guess can I look around and look for any other kind of evidence that might be left?
Yeah. Roll me a wits and investigation.
Got it. Four successes.
Any other evidence? You do look around and you see there are security cameras nearby, but from what you're gauging, they don't directly point to the incident. But from what Willow quickly explains to you, the direction she came from, yes, the girl is on a camera and then is gone.
So they're gonna know to look here.
They're gonna know to look here, but the incident was not caught on camera.
Fuck. That's really bad. Where's the other camera? All right, so they go in the hall. That's the direction she's coming.
Mhm.
Where's the next camera that she would have passed through, that she has to pass through? Are we blocked in, or is there exits between where she was and where we are now?
There's probably another one 15 feet down.
Okay. Using Ghost
maybe more than
Machine, I'm gonna go to that one and I'm gonna break it.
Okay. You do it easy. Don't even have to roll for it. You're
Yeah.
able to break it.
And does that give us a clear path out of here?
It does. You do not spot any others down the way. That was the only one that would have been in your path.
Okay. Yeah, once we get the body up in a bag, She wipes the hallway down, changes her clothes. I'm gonna take the old clothes, put them in the bag. I'm gonna quickly wipe the room with some bleach. Not a lot to like stain anything, but just to like rub everything down so there's no DNA evidence on the floor where the body was. I'll wipe down the door handle. And then from there, I am telling her, all right, look, sweetie, what you're gonna need to do, you're gonna need to go outside. I broke the camera down the hall there. You gotta need to go out there. You need to stand guard. I'm gonna bring this thing out. We're gonna throw it in the trunk, all right? Okay. And
He nods.
with that, I will, I guess I do need to make a rouse check because I'm gonna need to move hidden.
Okay.
So let me do that. That is not a success, so that I gain hunger, right?
Yes. What's your hunger at?
My hunger's at 3.
Okay.
With that, we're gonna just take the body out. And I guess do anyone see us? Is there anyone around?
At this time,
Machiavelli's gonna scout, and I'll stand at the door. Or by the door.
Machiavelli does scout, and there are other individuals walking about. It's still early in the night. But again, seeing a rat walking around in the street,
He's
it
walking
is
normal too. He's walking like a weird thing, you know?
He does do a pretty good job.
He does a
I'm
little walk.
legit, like, this is a great tactic because I swear if I saw a rat on the streets, I would be like, what the I'm out of here.
He's
Get me
wearing
out.
he's wearing a little necklace.
Yeah.
He's walking kind of funny.
Yeah.
That thing's got disease.
That's a rabid rat right there.
And
That's a
the
rabid
news has been reporting a rat problem, that they are potentially carrying disease. So people, if they see rats, they are
Dude,
going the other way.
Machiavelli
Hilarious
is
that
the
I put
one.
that in the news just as a joke, and now it's coming to save us. That's so great.
Dude, Machiavelli is
Foreshadowing.
the one.
Yeah. So I guess what's next? I mean, Storyteller. Like
Yes.
I'm carrying this thing out. I'm using Unseen Passage,
Yep.
Cloak of Shadows, and Ghost of the Machine to just obscure anything that might see me.
You are able to bring this out to the vehicle without being seen.
Okay, listen
And
to
you
me.
bring it
Listen
to
to
the
me real
trunk.
fucking close. You're gonna need to stay here. You're gonna need to find an alibi. Anyone around here you can hang out with, anyone who can vouch for your whereabouts, someone who's clean, no drugs, nothing, good record. Willow, you have friends, don't you, sweetie? Fuck.
No. I only have one, and he's definitely on drugs, and he's definitely a kindred.
There a library around here? Something?
Yeah.
Anything close by? A public space you can be seen on camera in?
Yeah.
Go there. And while you're there, you need to make sure Machiavelli chews the wires on all these fucking cameras.
Okay.
Every single camera in your door room, I want them to be shorted out.
Okay.
All right? That's all you're doing tonight.
I will.
Chew them. All of them, and I will give you a piece of pizza.
And in the morning, you go in your room, you go to sleep. Whatever you gotta do, people are gonna come asking questions at some point. If they do, you don't talk to anyone. You don't say a fucking thing. You don't talk to a cop. Anyone wants to talk to you, they need a lawyer. You need a lawyer. Lawyer between you and them, okay?
It's Lucas. Lucas
That's
is my
fine.
lawyer.
Yeah, if Lucas is certified, that's fine. He'll know what to say to him.
Yeah.
Anyone asked you what you were doing tonight, you were cramming for some test or something, right?
I'm
You
not
still
in
have.
school.
You're not in school. Fuck. Did you graduate?
Yes.
Ah, shit. I meant to see that. Fuck. All right.
It's on tape. We bought the DVD.
Is there anything good on Netflix
Oh.
that you can binge?
Yeah?
Okay. Make sure you do that. Anyone asks, you just couldn't put down the remote. You hear me? But make sure you
Oh,
do it
yeah.
somewhere where there's cameras.
Of course.
All right?
I could go out to the movies, I guess, too.
All right. Me and Martin, we'll take care of this, all right?
Okay.
All right. Sit tight, okay?
Is this how it always is?
Oh, sweetie, normally we do it much cleaner than this, but what the fuck happened? What caused this anyway?
I just got really upset about Cade.
Okay, have you been feeding?
No.
Willow, sweetie, I told you you gotta eat.
I haven't really had time.
Willow, you gotta make time, otherwise time's gonna make you. Look, this is the time. This is the time you could have spent. Now that girl right there in the trunk, she's not gonna get any more time. Ever again. You could make time, so you took all of hers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That does weigh on your soul, Willow. You think more about it. The remorse hits. And it hits deep.
All right. It's all right. We'll talk about this later. You go. We'll talk later, okay? Remember what I told you? You got everything right?
Yeah.
Okay. I kiss Willow on the forehead, and I get in the car. Martin, you know the drill.
Yes, sir. I know where to go. And where does Martin go when one of these incidents occur?
Let's go, Martin. Let's go, Martin.
We have a warehouse where it's pretty run down, but it's isolated. And in that warehouse, there's a room dead center, which is soundproof, where we go. And it's just the kind of thing you can do when you have lots of money. We go in there and we begin the dismembering process. And then from there, the parts go to a reclamation plant. And from there, we drop anything that's identifiable, hands, feet, and the head. We drop those into the harbor, along with any skin that might have tattoos on it. Reclamation plants won't take tattoos.
Jacques knows.
Once that's all done, then we just wait. And we see if anyone saw something or if anything comes out. And then we get ready to make sure we take care of them.
When this happens, and you know that it's somebody more prominent, somebody who has a family, friends, this is the worst part of it. The waiting, the days after, hoping that the police don't knock at your door, hoping that the Camarilla don't knock at your door, hoping that nobody finds out. It's the worst and most agonizing few nights of waiting to see if there will be consequences to your actions. But you've dealt with this before, and you're confident you'll deal with it again, Jacques.
Of course.
And that is where we will take a break and return to see what happens next for our Lysander coterie.
God damn.
Don't go anywhere, gang. We'll be back. There's still much plot to be done.
Go chew your wires and I'll give you a piece of pizza.
Be right back. What did you do?
Oh, you're muted, Tracy.
Oh, oopsie, I've been muted this whole time I was talking to you guys. We return, and to an evening with a change of events. Jacques, you take care of Willow's oopsie daisy. You gave her instructions on how to handle the situation. And sure enough, the next night, police do come. They begin investigating. They knock on doors. They knock on Willow's door. They ask questions. Willow, you follow Jacques' instructions. You don't say anything. And, well, you look at these police officers. You've done things like this before. It doesn't take much for you to talk with them. Give the doe eyes.
Yeah.
Give your own innocent, sweet looks.
The ingenue.
The ingenue. Thank
Yep.
you. I said that totally wrong earlier. Ingenuine. I totally butchered that word.
Same thing.
I'm embarrassed. And they eventually let you go. But questions are still raised. Investigations are still happening. And it does cause a bit of a stir in this particular domain. You think about it. From what you've heard, you know that there is a certain areas your father told you you're allowed to feed in, and technically your apartment is not one of those. And because questions have been asked, eventually this may make its way back to the Camarilla. That worries you. Jacques, that worries you as well. But for now, nobody says anything. At least for this night and the next night, nobody has come knocking on your door to deal with this problem. But Jacques, you know sometimes it takes a couple of nights, sometimes a couple of weeks, but eventually they do come a knocking, and that may be something you have to answer for. But for now, you don't have to worry about it. However, last night, it was the night of a party you were supposed to attend.
Yeah.
Or at least you got the word from the Nosferatu network of a Galleria Nomada party held by Aluc de Ramas de Leon. And Willow, you were also invited as an up-and-coming artist within the Camarilla. Aluc took an interest in you and invited you as well. Unfortunately, due to the incident and Jacques telling you you needed an alibi, you needed to stay around, you both weren't able to attend. The questions you had for the ministry about Caden's whereabouts, what he does hanging out at these ministry parties, hell, maybe he could have even been there. That will have to be questions for another night at another party if they even invite you again. They don't like being stood up. The next night approaches, and I would like you all to make another rouse check. And let me know what your hunger is at after the rouse.
I failed
I'm
that.
at 4 hunger.
I'm at 1 hunger.
3 hunger.
It's either 1 or 2. It's not loading. Sorry.
Okay. We'll say you're at 2.
Yeah, sure.
3, 2, 1, and 4. The hungriest Jacques, the second hungriest Silas. Silas, would you feed this evening?
Yeah, I think he's been kind of cloistered away at the Chantry doing his research on both the drug and the vaccine. But I think it's starting to take a toll on him. So yeah, he likes to be more clear-headed from the beast, so he definitely would feed.
You go to your supply and you open up the fridge of blood bags, and it's empty.
Oh, great.
Fucking great.
He would. When's the next time he works?
Technically, you're more like on call these nights because, hey, thanks for the raid. Welcome.
Thanks for the raid.
You're mostly on call ever since the Embrace. It's been hard to keep to a work schedule.
Yes.
So you go in essentially when there's somebody calls out sick or something. So
Got it.
It's been quite a few nights.
Okay. He would. If he's not working, then he is gonna try to find a blood bag. He has, black market skills from either buying from a blood bank or wherever he can get them. But yeah, he needs to go out.
Roll me there's a streetwise. Yeah, streetwise and charisma and streetwise to see if you can tap into any black market networks.
So this isn't a feeding roll.
No, this is to see. Well, actually, I think with Bagger, one sec. I think you actually can
It is.
roll.
It's intelligent streetwise is my roll for Bagger. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Roll me the intelligence streetwise.
Two successes.
With 2 successes, you are able to find a blood bank that is able to give you some additional blood bags.
Do I show my doctor's credentials because they're still legit and legal?
Yes.
Okay.
And you do this. They give you a few. You know that you can't do this often.
It's getting harder.
It is getting harder. You might have to tap into the family business to try to get more blood bags.
Yeah. Gotta go talk to Dorian or Dad about that one.
Mm-hmm.
I bet Jacques gonna berate me. You gotta change, kid. Can't suck on those Capri Suns your entire life, you know?
You do hear his voice in your head saying those words. Just some things that you think about. But for now, for tonight, you are able to sate a dot of hunger. Dorian, you're at 2 hunger. You don't necessarily feel... You feel quite peckish, but you're not quite there yet.
I could eat.
You could eat. You could eat.
Did you eat yet, Dorian?
But, yeah, you're not at the office tonight, so usually you'll find somebody that you can feed on from the office, that you can extort. And the coterie, the 3 of you, it's every couple of nights now. If you're doing your own thing, you at least spend a couple of nights a week meeting up, checking in. And especially now, with tensions rising, with Caden Bartlett, and
Fuck
that
Caden.
You all reconvene at the house.
As far as feeding goes.
Oh,
I
and
did
Jacques, oh my
roll.
gosh. You are hungry. You
Yeah.
need to feed.
I just want a quick question. Normally, you know how I feed. Can I use my wealth to help me with that?
You can. You
Okay.
can use that in limited quantities as, like, it's not something you can use every time, but...
Yeah. Well, this time I needed it. I got 2 successes,
Okay.
but the same time that Silas is thinking about me lecturing about blood, I'm trying to do my spiel, and eventually I just break down. I'm like, look, I'll give you $10,000 to get in the car. Shut your fucking mouth. And I'm hoping 2 successes gets me a
Yo.
meal.
With 2 successes and $10,000, yeah, you're able to convince a person to get into a car with you.
Okay. I feed on them. They pass out. I leave them the money, and I make sure they never see me again.
And you actually do leave the money. You slate a dot of hunger. You get a little less hungrier. The beast is still groaning at you, especially after last night and the things you had to deal with. You
Yeah.
are getting cranky. Cranky Jacques. Not somebody you want to have to deal with. But at least you're a little bit more sated this evening.
When you guys see me, I have clothes I'm throwing into the fireplace, just burning them.
You all arrive to that site.
Oh my God. Oh, why are you naked?
Just hand me my robe. It's over there.
Jesus, why is it so wrinkly?
It's not wrinkly. Those are veins. All right? You think it's just my face that looks like this? Huh?
No, Jacques, I've seen varicose veins plenty of times.
Yeah,
Those,
well.
yeah.
Got a problem with the talk to the Nos. Give me the goddamn robe.
What color is the robe?
It's
Oh, I
red,
just imagine,
gold
like
trim.
a
It's like a smoking
burgundy
jacket.
robe.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It has a J in script written on it.
It's giving Hefner. It's truly giving you Hefner.
Oh no.
Little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, I've
It
been
is
rocking this
Hefner's
before
jacket.
him. So,
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
really, he's
You
doing a
have
job.
You got it from Jacques.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's real. That's canon.
You didn't know him back in the day?
Oh my god. You didn't
Fuck
start up a
no.
little business with him?
Okay,
Nah.
why? But that doesn't explain why you're naked standing here burning clothes.
We had a situation.
Do you have another oopsie daisy?
Not me.
Willow?
Who? No,
No.
she's not.
You s-
No.
I'm
You
not
see-
saying nothing.
Willow petting Machiavelli, not saying anything.
All right, who was it then? Another Nos? Like,
Yeah, another Nos. It's just you gotta help out other members of your clan and stuff like that.
am I picking up on
Yeah.
subterfuge here?
Go ahead and roll me a charisma manipulation subterfuge, Jacques, and roll me a wits insight, Dorian. And Silas as well. Both roll me wits insight.
I'm not good at.
3 successes, and I only roll 3 dice. So
Hey.
that's the best.
All the
Hey.
dice got successes.
Oh, 4 successes. I
3
critted.
successes.
Fuck you.
You both know that Jacques is bullshitting, and he would not. Why would he help a Nosferatu? What's going on?
Do we sense that it's Willow? Do we get that info?
Willow is Willow is often quiet around you all.
She is?
Y'all
Yes.
don't listen to me. Why would I talk? Talking to Machiavelli. I got better company.
So you got four successes. Silas, what'd you get?
3.
3. Dorian, you're able to pick up more that it could be Willow.
Okay. I won't say anything right now.
Did we get anywhere with anything? I wasn't able to, because of this bullshit, I wasn't able to go to the art gallery thing where I was going to learn more about Caden. So I'm hoping you guys got leads.
Well, did Willow go?
Willow,
No.
sweetie, were you able to go?
No, I was hanging out with Adder.
Hang out with Ada.
Yeah.
She likes him.
Okay. Well, I've been very busy the last 48 hours.
Hmm.
Two
What do you
things.
got? Okay.
I think I'll be able to re-engineer the serum that we found at Wellness Co. Essentially, you'll be able to counteract the effects of the frenzy from the werewolves. Just in case it happens, we'll have an antidote for the time being. It does have to be injected. It's not like some sort of vaccine, so you'll have to be up close and personal for it. But
Right.
it can help in a pinch. Second, not as well cemented, but I think I'll also be able to re-engineer it for human trials. Dad wants a drug, I can give him a drug.
The fuck would we need a drug like that for?
I mean, I was thinking military use. Dorian, you have any contacts?
Oh, we've got contacts. It's just gonna be a little bit of a different sell, you know? That's not the kind of thing we can really put out in a PR statement. That's kind of gotta be...
Fuck.
But with government comes money. And if the shareholders care about anything specifically, I bet it's money.
It should sway them, yes. But it also
That-
means that we probably can't tell them all the details that we would want to. So we'll have to get creative.
Well, that's you and the PR department's team or job, not mine. But from my calculations and synthesis, it should be doable with a little bit of help.
Well, it's better than the ideas I've got. They've got nothing at VMG right now.
No progress from the FDA or
I don't know.
Yeah,
they've
what
got...
have you been doing?
I'm working those angles, all right? It's really hard to just pull, random drug out of nowhere. They're working as hard as they can.
well, I seem to do it in 48 hours.
Yeah, you're not making a drug. You're doing magic or whatever the fuck that is. It's a little different, all right?
Don't downplay what he's doing.
I'm
You
not
got anything to show
downplaying
for
it.
yourself the last 48 hours? You got a meeting on the books? Anything?
This shit takes time. You ever get a meeting with the FDA?
No.
You guys can roll wits and insight on Dorian as he's
Ooh.
and Dorian, you can roll charisma or manipulation persuasion to see if you can convince your family members.
That's a 0 successes.
I am not gonna roll because I think whatever he's peddling, I'm with it.
Mm-hmm.
3
Oh, I got you.
successes.
Okay.
Look, I'm working on it, all right? Takes
Yeah.
time. It's not so easy to just rush through a drug that's already been rejected by them. All right, that's not a simple ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Dad's asking the impossible of you. You're impossible.
And to be honest,
And what
if we have
you-
Silas's drug, I mean, what do we need this route for? There's no reason to rush this.
you said yourself that this isn't gonna. We're not gonna get a turnaround on this. We could maybe please the board, but the board already made their votes, right? Your dad said that it goes to the shareholders next. They mail in
But
their
if we-
votes.
But the board has sway over the shareholders. You know, we convince the board.
Maybe. Caden's got a lot of sway with the shareholders too, because he's in the news all the goddamn time.
Yeah, he is.
This is bad, guys. And you, well, what have you been doing talking to Anarchs for? What's this Ada guy? Have you gotten anywhere with?
Oh, I wasn't sure you wanted to know the details. Well, we've made it to at least second base.
Oh my God, Willow, no.
That's not what I was
God.
asking.
Damn it. I don't need to know
Fucking
that.
hell.
I don't need to know that.
No one needed to know that.
Well, then you shouldn't ask.
I guess I am. All right.
What,
You know-
what's the general consensus from the Anarchs? You guys like swap stories before you swap spit?
Please don't use that terminology around me again. Okay, that is my niece and granddaughter or whatever.
And that is my little sister, Jacques.
Jacques is grossed out by something. We found a limit.
Found it.
No, but seriously, what did you talk about?
We got to know each other.
So nothing. You got nothing done.
Got plenty done.
Oh, did ya?
Well, what does it matter? You don't want help from the Anarchs anyway, do you?
Yeah, what's it matter what I talk to the Anarchs about?
Matters is that we're up to our goddamn necks in trouble here.
So you'd like their assistance then?
You know, right now, we're up to our necks in Camarilla bullshit. And Caden, that's as deep as it goes
Hey,
to
thanks for the
Camarilla.
raid.
So if we're going to make moves against someone that's so deeply entrenched with this organization, I mean, we're gonna need help. Maybe the Anarchs are the type of people we actually can trust, because they certainly don't hold any allegiance to the Camarilla.
Anarchs are not enough. There's like,
There's what?
how many do you see there? Maybe 30 tops?
If that.
And how many vampire kindred in the Camarilla do you think we
Actually
can
like
trust?
us.
Probably less than 30. I don't know who I would trust.
Yeah.
Our enemy is
Look.
so entrenched in the Camarilla, their history goes way back. We can't just go to anybody and ask for help here.
No. I
That
wasn't
is
even-
actually something he did tell me.
What is?
Well, he said that Caden is from like one of the original like people who like founded the.
Yeah, I did I not explain this to you already?
Oh, did you?
That
I don't
raises
think
a
you did.
Yeah, no, he
Uh,
did, because I
Oh, did
knew
he?
that.
Oh,
I
okay,
mean,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But that does raise a flag for all of you that means Willow talked to Adder about Caden.
Oh. What else
Yeah.
did you tell him about Caden? What else did you tell him?
Well, it's. Obviously I told him that Caden asked me on a date. I think it is pertinent.
Why are you talking to Anarchs about family business?
I'm talking to Adder, the person I'm seeing about this.
You've
think-
seen him
Wait,
twice.
this does not fucking matter right now.
I've
Look,
definitely seen
I
him
don't-
more than
Look.
twice.
You all are
Look.
thinking we're looking for help from people? This is between us and this fucking asshole Bartlett, okay? Look,
Okay.
This has been a long time coming. I was hoping you all with, Dorian, I understandably, it's just gonna be us versus him on the side of Ventrue, because the rest of the Ventrue are waiting to see how this shakes out.
You're telling
But can we get
me-
any help from the Tremere? Any help from the Malkavians?
You're
Wha-
telling
what-
me that you don't think Caden has any backup? A family
I'm
that
sure
old in
he's
the
got
Camarilla?
backing. I'm sure he's got backing, but here's the thing. They're not going to make a move on us. They're smarter than that. They're waiting to see if Caden can finish us or knock us from where we're at. We gotta... we have our own pull with the Ventrue, okay? So I'm not worried about one of the big guys there, one of the elders making a move on us. Definitely
What
not
pull,
under the prince.
Jacques, what pull? You know, we don't learn these things. You don't tell us anything. Dad doesn't tell me anything. You know, I gotta find out that other Ventrue can fuck with my head like that. I get no warning. I get no training. Nothing.
You didn't know? You didn't know they could do that?
Who was gonna tell me?
You can do that. You can fuck with people. You thought the rules only apply? You thought that was just something special for you and no one else could do that?
Hey, Jacques.
Okay.
Jacques.
What is it, sweetie?
Who's Dad's sire?
Your dad's sire was your Uncle Jack before he died.
So there's
Uncle-
Jack and Jacques.
I took Jack's place once Jack died.
Oh, got it.
But
Okay.
Jack was a Ventrue.
Who turned him?
His mom, Rosalind,
Okay.
she was turned by her husband, Heros. They both died in the War of Chicago.
Is this true? Can I insight this?
Yeah, you could roll a wits insight.
Well, on other terms, Jacques, since you did bring it up, the Tremere have extended their hand in helping.
That's something. Just something.
I spoke to my sire.
That does raise an alarm in you, Jacques, as you know that actually probably out of all of the sires are pretty well known, but you know that his sire is one of the most powerful Tremere in the Camarilla. And he spoke to his sire about the family problems.
What'd you tell them?
I told them about the antidote and the drug and that we needed to concoct something. She extended her hand.
You tell them who we were fighting?
Garu
Mm-hmm.
or Caden?
Caden.
I did.
It's risky. She might be. She did us a favor, siring you, and she might be willing to be loyal to us, but that could get bad real quick.
What was the price that you paid for her to sire me? I've always thought about that. Willow's sire was a simple death mask. Dorian got dad. That's for free.
What kind of thing would his sire want, Storyteller?
Probably a favor. Resources for studies. Things that she can use.
Probably
Like
not
the
something
chantry.
she's cashed in yet. We owe her a boon.
A boon for a boon. A favor for a boon, essentially.
Jacques, one thing I will say, and this is a lesson that you can teach the kids. The Camarilla, kindred, but mostly the Camarilla, deal in boons. It's technically like almost a mechanic in the game. But
No, I'm familiar. That's why I use the word.
there are different levels of boons that one can offer. A minor boon, a major boon, or a life boon.
And
you
what did we
believe
pay?
that you believe that for a life, you pay a life.
So for his unlife.
Yeah.
We owe her a boon of the highest caliber. If she comes in, tells me to kill Martin, Martin's dead. She tells me to give her one of Dorian's kids, we'd have to at least consider it. I don't think she'd do something like that, understand, but...
Yeah, I'm flattered. Such a high price.
I mean, all of
You
you
didn't
kids were
think-
expensive, except Dorian. That we did in-house.
You didn't think maybe to talk to me before making that kind of a deal?
We didn't
That's
offer
not
her
nice.
your kid. We didn't offer her your kid. I was
You
using it as
kinda
an
did.
example. She would never
Yeah.
ask for that.
You used it as an example for a reason.
Use an example. It's called a life boon. Life for life. Now, knowing the Tremere, you know, it's probably going to be something to help their magics or their some experiment they got going on in the future. Maybe we just have to put ourselves at risk or something. But it was worth it. Getting one of our kin in the Tremere. Tremere is like a black box you normally don't see inside.
It's true.
I don't care about any of that.
I know you don't care. That's
Look.
why I didn't tell you, Dorian.
If something happens to one of my kids because of a deal you made, I'm gonna rip your fucking throat out.
Dorian,
Something
no one
happens
is
to one of your kids, I'll be ripping out quite a few throats before
no
that
one
happens.
is no one is taking Anna. And what's the boy's name? I already forget.
Elijah.
Elijah. There. No one is.
Elijah, Remy, and Sebastian.
Yes, Dorian. No one is doing anything to your children. I promise you.
Look, this whole family's been Ventrue for, let's see, what's the year?
2023.
2023, that would be, that would be, about 170 years? About 170 years,
It's a long time.
maybe longer. No, 270 years. Something like that. It's been a long time since we've been back.
I know
My
It's all right,
granddad.
So,
He was the
We
first.
get it. It's been a long time.
Yeah. But
Yes.
you notice something. You don't have a lot of family members outside of your dad, your mom, God rest her soul, Val. You ever wonder why that
Alan.
is? I mean, we turn every generation. We turn all the kids if we can. Ventrue, they're fine with it. The Camarillo's fine with it. We always turn our kids. I mean, there's only, what? 3 of you, me, your dad, Val.
Alan,
He's dead.
Alan's gone.
I know.
I'm sorry about that.
Assuming,
Just don't forget about him.
I'd never forget
assuming
about
the same
Alan.
thing happened to the rest of us as is happening to our business. Poor decisions from poor leadership.
I bet you
Aren't
shut
you
your
at the-
fucking mouth.
Aren't you at the top?
No,
Aren't you like right hand man?
no.
Look,
Okay, yes, we can sit around here for hours debating what's the plan. I brought 2 to the table, possibly a third. I have ideas, but I worked on these 2 the last 48 hours.
Hmm.
I feel like I've done my part.
yeah, you've done your part. I appreciate it. The thing is, your drug, even if we can get the military on board, it's not going to stop the board vote. And really, the real problem here is Caden fucking Bartlett. So, sweetie, the Anox, that's nice. The Tremere, that would be nice. But thing is, what's her name? Sturbridge isn't gonna. They're not gonna turn the tide for us. And a couple Anarchs aren't gonna do it.
Could inject him with his own medicine. Probably would have to be roused, though. Does require a heartbeat.
And you gotta get close to him.
I mean,
Who's gonna pull the trigger? You know, you get that. That gets
Wow,
caught
I
on the
wonder-
news. One of us is going to jail.
Wonder
I
how
don't
you
stop.
could do that.
Stockholders, they're gonna fucking go wild. So
Willow has volunteered to go on a date with him.
We've already talked about this.
and
And honestly,
she's gonna what? Drug him?
I mean, he's already
Maybe.
asked me out, so why shouldn't I go?
and you know what? This guy, he's arrogant. He walked right into my office. He walked right into our building. Face to face, faced us down and did what he did. He's gonna want to gloat. He's gonna want to twist that knife. That's the kind of person he is.
And also, we haven't talked about what happened at Wellness Co.
I've been trying not
We
to
need
think
to.
about it.
What if? Look,
I told you, your granddad and your grandma, Rosalind, they both died in that war.
I understand. That's why I worked on the antidote first.
How much of it can we make?
I mean,
And are we gonna get close enough to inject it?
I would need access to the company's assets. It's a lot easier to make the antidote than the drug. But that's a bargaining chip, and we don't have to have a war. We can cancel this entire little, sorry, Machiavellian plan that he has and just stamp it out.
I mean, there's another tactic, right? What proof
you
can
need-
we get?
Resources, you gotta go ask your dad.
Have fun.
Resources are not a problem for us. If we're gonna make this drug, we're gonna use our facilities, right?
Yeah. Maybe it'll help. Dorian, can the two of you go and talk politely to your dad? Get him to make some headway on this drug. Probably gonna have to pull a lot of strings to get this stuff produced. But hey, you know, if werewolves do declare war on the city after what we did, at least we can give the Camarilla a weapon, maybe? That would buy us some favor. Then if we do that and we point the finger at Bartlett for causing this whole thing, that's something. I don't know if it's enough, but it's something.
Why don't we just... We have evidence.
Do we?
I mean, the syringe went back to Wellness Corp.
And they own it.
And Bartlett owns it. I have all the data that, shows what this is.
What if they know?
That's the $5 million question there, sweetie. Yep.
What if
If
they're
they
fully
know-
aware of what he's doing and they
And
don't?
we're just walking in. Hell, if they sanctioned it,
Well, all
and
the
we're just
more
walking
reason-
in.
all the more reason to figure this out and get some evidence, because if we try to make a move against this and this is backed by the whole Camarilla, we're in even deeper shit than we think. And
The
that's
deepest.
the wrong move to make.
Yeah. No, I agree. Either way, making the drug would get us somewhere.
That's true. But at least will be good for us to have it. for our family in case something goes down. Whether or not we can produce this in mass, we should have it for ourselves.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The drug or the antidote? The werewolf antidote or
The
the human
antidote.
drug?
The antidote.
I can start production whenever the labs are ready. I've synthesized it and everything.
What is my exact position right now with the company?
You were marketing, like the head, like VP of marketing, essentially. But I think you've probably taken on a more prominent role as like.
It's also
Prob-
wartime, right? Like he's probably
Is he an operating officer?
Well,
Is he
I
the
guess-
chief operating
Ye-
officer?
Yeah, we've been a little
Yeah.
nebulous. I guess what I'm wondering is like, do I need to go to Dad for this, or is this?
Oh, or
like,
can you make that?
or
decision?
can I just be Mr. Businessman and
You
make the call?
could. You could just make the call.
Dude, just make the call. Fuck it. Just make the call.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not opposed going into that office and with my head held high and showing Dad my accomplishments.
Dude, you need to see a therapist, man. Like, this is.
Yeah. Wow.
What?
No.
You
Are
said
you, are you,
just-
are you,
it's
are
just
you
the way-
upset that I've done
No,
more in the
look-
last 48 hours than this coterie has done the last 2 weeks?
Look, we all have problems with
Presumptuous.
Dad, but you take a weird delight in like gloating over
Oh, and you
how you're
don't,
getting one
Dorian?
over on him.
You should try it
guys.
sometime.
This is not the
It's-
time. Please. We'll have plenty of
This is,
time for dick measuring once this is all done.
Yeah.
So am I going there by myself?
What? Talk to Dad?
Yes.
Yeah,
Or
I've got
to
a
the
phone call
office.
with. I've got a phone call with Caden. So go ahead. I call the asshole. So
I'll go with you then. I got nothing better to do.
What, to call the asshole or to come with me?
Oh, I figured I would go with you. I mean, unless you need I mean, we don't need more than one person.
I'm gonna be watching after Willow. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it's my date.
Jacques gonna watch. We're gonna have people around.
Does
think-
Dad know about the lupine? Has anyone filled him in? Or has that been hush-hush?
I think all he knows is when me and Dorian asked if he knew how to kill him.
I always just assumed that Jacques filled him in on everything.
Not this time. This has
Fuck
been.
it, I don't care.
You guys get to break the news to him. Hell,
Great.
it might help you out.
Have fun.
Okay. I will go to the office.
Okay. The two of you head to the office. Jacques and Willow, you stick around.
Did you feed?
Willow. Oh,
Fucking better have.
Gee, and vegetables?
That's all I had.
Willow, do you want to call Caden this evening?
Yep.
You give the number he gave you a call, and
Yeah.
Call
a
Mom.
woman
Lucas's phone.
a woman answers. You've reached the office of Caden Bartlett.
Yeah, hi. This is Willow Lysander. Is he available?
Mr. Bartlett is in meetings this evening. He
Oh,
might
okay.
not be able to immediately attend to you, but perhaps I could take a message.
I mean, I just need him to call me back.
You said this was Willow Lysander.
Yes. He specifically asked for me to call him. Does he not have time?
I will bump your request up in his very long list of to-dos and make sure he calls you back.
course. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Lysander.
Fucking Ventrue.
Long list of fucking bitches to call. me and my list of bitches I gotta call.
Lucas, when you hand the phone back to him, he says, Willow, actually, I got something delivered to you. And he hands a small envelope.
Ooh.
He does it while Jacques isn't looking. If you opening the envelope while Jacques is not like watching like a hawk. But
Yeah.
No,
he
I'm getting dressed.
He's just shuffling in my purse.
I forgot you were in a robe that entire time.
Yeah.
He's in his fucking Hefner robe.
Yeah.
You open the envelope and there is another a flip phone, another burner phone
My man.
with a little note on it and a little piece of cheese for Machiavelli.
Oh my
He
god.
said cheese for baby. That's his child support right there. He's
And
sending his child support to Machiavelli.
the note says, "Looks like we'll be needing to talk a lot more."
Huh. Okay.
And on your way out, Silas and Dorian, Marcus looks to you, Silas, and says, "Sir, a package has arrived for you." And he hands you
Okay.
a parcel, and you see it. It's very well packaged. It is very delicately wrapped in some kind of very nice old wrap and a little bow, and you see written in script on it AS.
Oh, what'd mommy send me?
Do you want to open it? Dorian is there with you. Do you want to open it in front of him, or do you want to like wait for him to not be around?
Open it. Come on. Let's see what it is.
Yeah. Make sure he's there to get splash damage.
I'll open it in private.
Okay. I will say, for the sake of the scene, so you know what it is, it later when you go have time to open it, it is a book, a grimoire of sorts,
Ooh.
about the history of the Ventrue.
Oh, okay.
Dorian, you don't get any gifts.
Yeah, I know.
You sucker. Nobody's sending you any gifts.
You make your way to the office, the two of you actually, and upon arriving at Ethos Investment Properties, you enter into the room and the lobby, I should say. Entering into the lobby, you see Shannon talking with the security guard, one of your security guards, and you see another figure, a familiar face.
This motherfucker's there, isn't he?
And at this time, I'm gonna just drag our guest into the
Of
room.
course.
Motherfucker.
You see, thankfully, for a moment,
Oh,
you
shit.
get scared.
It's the one we like.
You
not the
guys,
one we dislike.
you guys thought it was going to be
Oh, did we-
Caden.
I thought I was like,
You
this
like this guy too?
his long list of
Gotcha.
to-dos. He's at the
I don't know why you're relieved. This is not a good
Yeah,
thing.
this feels more directly dangerous.
This might be worse, actually.
And actually, it does. I mean, you're for a second relieved that it's not Caden, but also a moment of panic ensues as a lupine is in your building right now, and you hear, "Sir, you can't come up here."
What's the problem?
Yeah, man, you need a key card. I would interrupt.
Oh, thank goodness, Mr. Lysander, sir. This gentleman is here, and he said he's been looking for you, and I've been trying to get him to leave. I was about ready to call.
Talking to me or Dorian?
To Dorian, actually.
Yeah, the person with some influence around here.
Ah, got it. Okay. Understood.
He walks straight up to Dorian.
How you doing, friend? Making a visit?
Yeah, I was telling Shannon, was it?
McCarthy?
Yeah, yes. She says.
I was telling her how we were so thankful that you've been sponsoring our program, Veterans for Literacy, helping the kids out and everything. So helpful for your company. I wanted to have a chance to have a conversation with you, if you don't mind. Me and my friends would be very pleased to do so.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's the kind of thing that we like to get involved in, charitable organizations, helping out those that can't help themselves.
Indeed.
And he smiles and he gestures to down the hall to where we can talk.
And you all head to one of your private office rooms. This one has glass, as all of your clean, pristine, modern office does. There are glass windows looking in, but you can easily press a button and shut the blinds so that they come down and you guys have a private space to talk about this charitable organization.
As we left the hall, Fen would let out just a quick whistle. Just to, and then you see him perk his ears up a bit, and then he keeps walking.
Talking to someone?
Well, I gotta keep the rest of the pack in line, in check. You know how it is. Alpha male and whatnot. Is that you?
I heard that's not really a thing. With
Yeah, it's
wolves.
complete bullshit. Yeah, absolutely. Man, I guess you rich folk really do read and shit. That's nice.
Yeah, I went to
Nah,
college.
our packs, we don't really have any leadership. We listen to the youngest pup up to the oldest one. My daughter, she insisted that instead of ripping you two limb from limb, we have this little parlay. Now she's the wise one.
Why would you want to rip us limb for limb? I thought we had a good arrangement between us.
Well, you see, Mr. Lysander, is that what I should call you?
It's the name on the building?
Yes. Well, a few days ago, I woke up in a different building.
On the door.
And in that building, it was myself, as well as a few more from my fellowship, as well as some other individuals from other fellowships. And let me tell you, none of us were very happy. But there was this, he pulls out the note, this strange paper. And then in my other hand, I had a bunch of strands of hair. And I think Dorian would remember when, if you're watching the last episode, Finn patted your back.
Mm-hmm.
And he just takes his hand and just use a very expensive shampoo.
Well, gotta take care of this.
Of course. Now, finding what I did in that warehouse before we completely destroyed it, I was wondering, why would someone go against our previous arrangement and then tranquilize me a second time and do whatever happened with my mind?
Right? Why would they? That really doesn't make a lot of sense if you think about it.
Absolutely. Well, at least that's what I'm trying to tell everyone else. But this other individual you guys wrote on this piece of paper, I'm assuming that they're at fault?
Us. We weren't.
No, this Caden, what the fuck? Who printed this?
You do recall that a note was left for Fen
I recall,
from
but
a certain
I'm just not-
Nosferatu.
I'm just not admitting to it.
Yeah.
Is Silas there, or is it just Dorian and Fen?
I thought you were here.
I thought you
were.
walked in.
okay.
I said
Yeah,
I'd bring
yeah.
both of
Got
you.
it, got it.
Yes, yes,
Please
yes,
jump
yes.
in.
Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
All right. Dorian, there's no need to beat around the bush. Yeah, we were there, Fen.
All right. Yeah.
I wrote the note. When we arrived, you were very irate, and Dorian calmed you down. But we allowed you to break the chains off your fellow pack mates.
You allowed? Watch him out.
We let you free from chains we did not put you in.
I know it might seem weird that the last 2 times, I think you mentioned this, the last 2 times you've woken up from sedation, you see our faces. Coincidence, yes, and I'm a man of logic and coincidence, so Occam's razor says the one that you see is probably the enemy. But funnily enough, we are not your enemy. We are just in the shit as much as you are. And that's why I've been trying to help you.
I'm not in the shit at all. Seems simple to me. I let my pack, as well as all the others that y'all captured. Correction. Someone captured.
Yes.
Run free in Chicago, and Gaia gets her lands cleansed the way that she wants it.
And look, I don't know if you watch the news. I don't either, but word through the grapevine is that place you were held in was an old wellness corp building. And if you just do a little bit of digging, you'll find out that would Wellness Corp be like easily traced
No,
back to
it was
Caden?
Layers of shell corporations.
Got
that
it.
we went through.
Yeah.
We can pry.
Silas, I don't think he cares who did it or about any of the proof. To him, we're all the same worm.
You possibly, but Fen, I've been working on a cure for that serum.
Cure.
More like an antidote.
Interesting.
That was the first thing I did when I went back to my lab.
Okay. And say I take this antidote. What's to say that you don't just lie through your teeth and it happens to just wipe out every Garu that I give it to? I'm just supposed to take your word for it?
It's either that or your pack goes insane.
I'd hope you tested on one before giving it to everybody, so you could see.
Interesting.
I don't mean for there to be bad blood between us, Fen. That's the last thing that I want.
Silas, is it?
Correct?
There's gonna be bad blood between us either way. But I myself and the rest of the Heart Wardens do not wish to go to war. So with that being said, and the discussions that I've had with all of my members, and some of the other members from the other parties, we don't really get along very well. Those Red Talons, you don't want to know what they do to you. And the Gale Stalkers, you won't even see them coming.
Can I insight
Good to
on
know.
whether or not he wants to go to war? Because from Dorian's perspective, every time he's talked to Fen, this guy has been just barely bubbling beneath the surface with a desire to kill all of us. So,
You're muted.
you're muted.
Oopsie. Yeah, you can, yeah, wits insight. To see,
2 successes. Good luck.
Can I just give it to him? What I'm
yes.
thinking?
What are you thinking, Fen?
You see that there's something within Fen that feels as though this is all wrong. That he should just deal with the problem in front of him and have no other issues with it, or more issues. But then you see in the back of his mind, these individuals did take care of him in their own way. And since he's been in this city, they have been hospitable to him. And so he's going to honor that and control his rage.
So what do you want to do? You want to work with us?
Who's us? I don't know about all your fancy nest or dens or whatever the fuck y'all call it. I'll work with y'all.
By
You two.
us, I mean us in this room.
And your creepy older one and the nice younger purple hair. She was sweet. We can work with her. Very quiet. Why isn't she here?
As a date.
She has her own life.
Both of y'all rolled your eyes at the same time. It's tough, huh? And you see him like lean back in his chair and he just changes completely.
Yeah.
The man that put you there, his name is on that paper. If you need a target, that is your target. But we are willing to work with you to make sure no other of your people succumb to what Emery did.
That sounds good. I got a question though.
I hopefully have an answer.
If you can pull whoever this is out into a spot where me and my friends can have a chat with them, I think that would be a little IOU from Garu for you.
Kind of chat we talking here? We just
Doesn't
dropped the
matter.
pretense.
It
No,
doesn't matter what kind of chat, Dorian. I think we all get the picture.
I mean, that might be a problem.
What, you don't want to get rid of this guy?
Oh, I do. And I would love your help to do that.
I'm offering.
We can't have a pack of Garu ripping a kindred apart in the streets of Chicago. That's not gonna fly.
Chicago's not the only city in this world. He can't go on a trip and oops, he doesn't show back up at the next fucking office meeting or some shit.
There's also the matter of it being personal for me.
You got some people to protect.
I'm gonna want to make sure that he is very thoroughly taken care of. So maybe we'll see when we get there, because I think we're on the same page of what needs to happen to him. But we'll work out those details later.
Understood. I'll tell you what though. I'll discuss this whole antidote thing with my friends, and if you so happen to help old buddy take a trip that I talked about, I'll make sure that proof I bring back isn't gonna be an arm.
Sounds like a deal to me.
And I know you don't want war with having Garu running around the streets of Chicago. We don't want to be here as much as you want us here. But I think your other kindred friends would respect you more if you had a little wild card on your side, if you catch my.
I would not be against having that kind of card in my deck.
Neither would I.
So is it a boy? Is that who it is? Some little rebellious character hanging out with your sister?
Yeah, he's the worst.
He's fine.
Hey, listen. Amari kind of threw me off first time I met him, but you know, I'm sure she has good taste and she has more to say when it comes to the family in general. I'm assuming.
She has terrible taste, but I trust her.
Are you heading back to the Zaganashki woods?
That's the direction I'm going. Yes. Unless there's anyone else who wants to shoot me with a fucking tranquilizer.
No. I'm just thinking about ways to get in contact with you.
I
You
got
guys
good ears.
have good smell, right?
Yes. And my
Okay.
daughter also has a cell phone. Do you want that? You want a
No.
number?
We don't use phones.
He looks around the
Well-
fucking room like, fuck. There's like 3
Yeah.
TVs in here.
Yeah, it's look, as a fellow mystical creature, you probably shouldn't use phones either, but I'm not going
Well,
to
I
tell you how
don't.
to live your life.
Uh.
But if I need to get in contact with you, I'll make a bloodstone. It's a concentrated, crystallized version of my blood, and I'll have one of my guys drop it in your woods.
That's
should be able to smell that.
disgusting.
Oh yeah. So is turning into a bestial wolf. So all your clothes go all over the place. Yeah, that can't be comfortable.
That seems.
When you
Cool,
turn back,
man.
is your stuff just hanging out? Do you guys like hide clothes around or?
Listen. If you got it, flaunt it. And that's what I do.
He's so judgmental, isn't he?
Oh, no, it's fine.
I am not judgmental. I am
I'll strip
inquisitive.
naked down
I'm
right
inquisitive.
here. It's fine. If you're so interested about it.
I'm quite all right, Fen. Thank you for the offer, though.
Gentlemen,
But Fen, thank you for the opportunity to explain ourselves.
Dorian's
don't
gonna go
fuck this up.
to shake your hand.
He gives
Oh, I
you
don't
a
intend to.
grip.
Fucking up is not in my repertoire.
Dorian tries to give you the iron grip back, but of course he is nowhere near as strong as you.
Fen squeezes quite tight, and you take 1 superficial damage.
Oh no!
Breaks her hand.
Superficial damage is nothing. It recovers in a day. It's not aggravated. You're fine.
Can't
But-
you just make a rouse check to heal it, like instantaneously, I think?
Yeah.
Not
It's
worth it. I'm at 2 hunger. We'll leave it.
it's not that bad. You'll recover the next night.
He's not gonna rouse check, so he's gonna have to be like in like a little like arm.
Yeah.
cast tomorrow,
Yeah.
like.
It hurts. It hurts. It's sore, but you're fine.
Walks out the office.
God.
Shannon.
Fuck.
And she
Shannon,
like waves.
Cancel my racquetball game this weekend. I don't think I'm gonna be able to play.
Yes, sir.
As he leaves the office, you see him walk outside, and you see 1, 2, 3, few more individuals following with him.
Surprise.
And you all make your way out.
As soon as we're alone, Dorian is gonna turn to Silas. you gotta. I can't believe I'm saying this to you, but you gotta grow up a little, man.
I have to grow up. What the fuck are you talking about?
What? You are so trusting with these Garu. Like I don't see how you don't see what I see. This
Please tell me what you see that I'm not seeing that you're seeing.
They're looking for any excuse to tear us to shreds.
Why would they want that? Why would they want that?
Whatever this situation is between Kindred and Garu, it's deep. It's beyond our situation. It's beyond all of us. And for some reason, I don't feel like you're picking up on these signals. This man is looking for a reason to kill us.
Oh, Dorian, expand your horizons. Think outside the box for once.
This is the right move to work with him.
Of
But
course
you are not,
it is.
You're not being careful. You're not taking your own advice, right? You want Willow to keep things close to the chest with the Anarchs. At least the Anarchs are kindred. We understand them. We know what they want. These wolves? They have a deep hatred for us.
As
You
they
have to
should.
respect that.
Look, I don't like Garu as much as you do. But if there's one thing I'm going to do is make sure this war doesn't pop off so our family doesn't get ripped to shreds.
And I'm for that. I'm just saying take your own advice. Play it a little closer to the chest.
And I am. Just because I'm doing what I know to try to help. Look, I'm as much as you might say it, I'm not a fucking monster, Dorian. I cling to my humanity like a fucking, I don't even know, metaphor to compare to that. And I still work at a goddamn hospital. I still heal and fix bones and treat wounds. So forgive me if I see someone in trouble that needs a little bit of fucking help. Even if they are the enemy.
You're just seeing what you want to see.
Maybe that's true. But maybe at some point, we'll need their help.
Look, like I said, this is the right move. I just want to be careful.
I am being careful.
Okay? Said what I wanted to say.
I'm glad you did. Now we have to go talk to Dad.
Right. I forgot that's why we came here.
Making your way to the elevator, you head up to the top floor where your father resides, where his office is. The tension growing, the dread growing, the one thing you both hate doing but have to do. What you all will say to Silas, we'll find out next week. Allies in the most uncanny allies, in places that the Lysander family would not have expected upon their embrace. Coming into the Camarilla, getting their first job. Now, they make uneasy alliances with werewolves and maybe even anarchs. Now, what the next steps are, we will find out what happens in our final episode of this season. Not the final episode of Ancestral Blood, but the last episode of the season, the last episode of this year, next Friday. One last thing we do have to do before we end the session is, Willow, you took a stain from killing somebody.
Yeah.
So we are going to make our first remorse roll, which you have 7 humanity, and if you click on the thing, it'll make a little slash to where your stain is. Now, rolling a remorse roll. Where is it? I just had it pulled up. Girl, where is it? Remorse. A character with any stains marked on their humanity track at the end of the session makes a remorse test. Roll a number of dice equal to the unmarked, unfilled dots of the humanity tracker. So you have humanity 7, and you have 1 stain, so you're going to roll 2 dice. If the remorse roll results in at least 1 success, the character has suffered enough guilt, shame, or regret to retain their current humanity. They remove all stains. If the remorse roll results in no successes, the beast has won. The character must lose 1 point of humanity and remove all of the stains. So you will roll 2 dice, and if you get at least 1 success, you're safe.
You're all
Okay.
set to do that publicly if you want.
Oh, yes, let's do that publicly.
I'm going to test it real quick.
So, yeah, you would be rolling 2d10s.
There we go. Yeah, still working.
Do I need to roll? It doesn't matter if one's hunger or not, or
Nope, you can just roll 2d10s.
1, 2. 1 success.
Okay, you're safe. You've suffered enough guilt, shame, and regret to retain your current humanity.
Yeah.
And you may remove that little slash that was the stain. And tonight,
No stains.
Willow remains at 7 humanity.
It's gonna stay that way.
And that is where we will end our session for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us for our penultimate episode of Ancestral Blood. We will see you all next week to see what happens.
Season finale.
For our season finale and what happens with Caden Bartlett.
It's gonna be big.
You're gonna be mine, Caden Bartlett. You did.
He's gonna love what we have to tell him. Oh boy.
Adam's gonna come in. Hey guys!